Earlier on, John Amos mentioned Hubble's 30th anniversary. Now, one of the things scientists use it for is to look for signs of life outside our own solar system. It was the first telescope to detect the atmosphere of an exoplanet, and Earth-like atmospheres are an encouraging sign that a planet might harbour life. I don't know how many of you read the Daily Star, so you may have missed its front page on Tuesday, which unusually was given over to a science paper on Bayesian statistics. Or as they put it, top boffin! Aliens are dumber than Uranus! David Kipping, assistant professor of astronomy at Columbia University in the US, is that top boffin. And what the newspaper means is that he's calculated the odds of both life and intelligent life existing if he were to rerun Earth's history. I'll let him explain how this is anything more than a guess.
I actually can't make direct statements about other planets because I don't know that other planets are necessarily similar to the Earth. But if planets are very similar to the Earth out there, there's a population of Earth twins, then we can use the Earth as a data point to say something about how often it might re-emerge.
But you've still got one data point.
Right, and it's even almost less than one data point because we actually don't even know when life actually emerged because we just see it in the fossil evidence, so presumably emerged before that point. So that's almost half a data point. We do know when we emerged as intelligent life. We also know how long the Earth can remain habitable. So I think one of the most striking things is when you look at those numbers, you see that life appeared in the first 10% of the story of Earth's 5 billion year habitable window. But intelligent life, well, it took 4 billion years to go from there to here. And so we emerged in the last 15% of this habitable window. And if intelligence was a straightforward, easy process, it's surprising that it would take that long, and it happened right at the end of the story. So you can use these facts to say something.
I'd go using Earth as a data point. It's 100% likely that life exists on other planets because we've just proved that life exists because life does exist. What's your more sophisticated calculation?
We're not really asking, can life exist? We're really asking the question, is it a likely process? And if I were to rerun Earth's history, would I expect to see life emerge again within the 5 billion year window? And in that regard, we give 9-1 betting odds. So pretty good odds, I would say. But for intelligence, we're more pessimistic here. I'm ending up with 3-2, so much softer betting odds.
Why the difference between one and the other?
What happened when we look at the chronology of Earth's history is that life appears quickly. Within 300 million years of oceans forming on the Earth, we see evidence for life. So that implies that life is a quick process. It doesn't guarantee it, but the fact it happens within the first 10% of this history nevertheless nudges us towards this 9-1 betting odds. And then when we look at intelligence, it's the opposite way around. The fact that it took 4 billion years implies a long sequence of evolutionary transition before you could get to a civilization such as ourselves. And so just the timing of those two events alone is useful information.
How are you defining intelligent life?
You could say maybe it's the first cities. You could say, no, let's go further back. Let's use language, maybe go to 100,000 years ago. Or you could even go further back than that and say, no, it's not even humans, it's hominids. But no matter sort of how you push the clock back, you're pushing the clock back there by 3 million years at most. And I'm talking about 5 billion years of history. So that's 0.003. So the emergence of complex beings such as ourselves is a recent event. And so how we define intelligence doesn't really affect the result too much.
Is it important to get odds on intelligent life at all then? Surely the amazing thing is there life at all?
I'm encouraged by this, I would say, because we're finding 9-1 odds here that life would happen again were we to replay Earth's tape. And for me, that's encouraging. We know certainly there are planets of the same size and similar orbits around sun-like stars to the Earth. We don't know if the conditions on those planets are truly Earth-like, but it's not an unreasonable assertion to expect there to be some fraction of Earth-like planets out there. We'll have to see, but that's not an unreasonable guess. And so amongst those, I would be quite confident that life should re-emerge.
David Kipping saying life probably finds a way, but intelligent life, he wouldn't bet on that.